The pandemic has been personally and professionally difficult for all of us, but perhaps no area of society has been affected more than our schools. We know about the cases, we know about the outbreaks, but for many districts, the problems run much deeper than that. Matt Conkle has been a bus driver for Van Buren Schools for 6 years. Before that, he was an electrician in Toledo.
Wanted to do something different, and boy, this is different.
Different is working with kids. Working with those kids during a pandemic is potentially life-threatening. Bus drivers are on the front lines. For many districts, their bus drivers are predominantly older, many times retirees. In other words, the age group most at risk of COVID-19.
That's been very difficult to find certified bus drivers for any bus drivers that are not here during the day.
We asked districts how serious the busing issue is. 80 responded. 33 districts said they're having issues finding drivers. And for some districts, it could mean combining routes and rides of more than an hour for students.
We have our mechanic that sometimes drives a route. We have an administrative assistant, bus driver, custodian. She does kind of a catch-all. She drives a bus.
Another concern that schools are having is with substitute teachers. Of 80 districts, 53 told us this is a serious problem. Renee McNutt has been a substitute teacher for 6 years. Concerned about her family's health, she now only accepts jobs that can be done remotely.
My daughter, who is in our bubble, has asthma, and so I've been concerned this whole time about her catching it. And then my husband is a small business owner, and so that could affect their business. If I were to catch it and bring it to him and he catches it, that can affect a lot of people.
Administrators in districts with in-person learning hear similar stories over and over.
A big pool of our substitute teachers, and we really look forward to seeing these folks, are a lot of retired folks from either their teachers themselves who want to come back for a few days a week, or they're retired from other industries and get their sub-license. And we have a number of those who've said, it is just too much risk for me, and I'm not interested in that.
Some districts told us that office staff serve as subs, or they need to use art or music teachers to cover for an absent colleague. And we asked schools about retirements. In the districts we surveyed, there were 116 retirements before this school year. Last year, before the pandemic, there were 102. Leaves of absence? 47 this year, compared to just 30 a year ago. The pandemic has caused older teachers to step aside, but has had another effect, the loss of young teachers.
We lost, extremes. The younger teachers that are just starting to get in the prime of their career, saying, due to the circumstances at home, I'm going to sit it out. And then we had those that, are at the top of their game who felt they had to exit early.
Personally, would say I like that one the best.
But for Brian Brott, there was never a doubt that he'd be back teaching, preparing his students for a post-pandemic world.
This is my career, and this is where I need to be. We're still learning. We're still trying to grow so that in 2.5 years when they graduate, they are ready to go out into the world and be successful.
Stress, anxiety, uncertainty, but also resilience, hope, adaptability. All words we've heard while looking at the pandemic's impact on our schools. Teachers trained to teach are now doubling as cleaning teams and mask monitors. Coaches trained to coach have to ask, mask on or off during the team photo.
They are there to serve the students. They are greatly impacted by servicing those students by factors out of their control. So that means that they have to be concerned about servicing that student, which they greatly want to do, but they're also concerned about their families.
Districts pledged to serve, but leaders left to wonder what 2020 has left in store. Left to wonder what the next phone call might mean, if all the plans were for naught.
That's a daily thought since July 20th, my first days I walked in here. What happens, especially when we brought kids back? What happens if there's an outbreak?